Paper video is our efforts at making quality teaching available to all South African students, free of charge, wherever, whenever you might be.
There are a lot of learners in this country who just have very poor teachers and they don't have any other option out there. So they're ladled with a poor teacher, they've got a textbook, there's no other support, they go home, their parents may very well have not received a good education, so they don't know how to help them, and so the student really is stranded, there's nowhere to turn to. So what we're trying to do is offer them an alternative. The best way to help people with their education is to get them each their own private tutor to come sit by them and help them. But of course this is not feasible, so what we try to do instead is replicate that and scale it up to the entire country. And so we do that by taking some great teachers, shooting videos of them explaining in detail how to go through different questions in exam papers, and then those videos link to each question in the exam paper. So then when the student gets stuck on a particular question, they can simply then go to that particular video which then talks them through that question which they have gotten stuck on at that point in time. So it's very contextually aligned to the help that the student needs.
Paper video is available predominantly online, but we do recognize that some individuals don't have access to internet or data with the high costs in South Africa. So our online platform, papervideo.co.za, caters to students who do have internet access. They can go there, they can download our past papers for free, they can go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and they can get our app for free. They can access it by entering codes, they can scan the questions, and then of course there is the DVD for those individuals who can't access the internet. You can just pop a DVD in your DVD player or in your computer if you're lucky enough to have a computer, and then you can access our videos without any internet connection whatsoever. We think that students in South Africa shouldn't have to pay to get access to quality teaching and quality education. It's very important for us that the end user does not have to fork out large quantities of cash to actually get access to something which is their human right, good quality education. Paper video at the moment comprises of two people, myself, Paul Marie, and my colleague and co-founder and the architect ultimately of Paper Video, Chris Mills.
I don't think it's at all an accident that Paul has grown into this role in paper video. When I approached him for the very first time, I said to him, I'm going to need a maths teacher on this project, but I don't want just any maths teacher, I want a rock star. I want somebody who's got rock star credentials, and he was the front man for a band.
I feel like I'm back on stage with my band. But that was more than 10 years ago now. So,
having known this, I went to him wanting this maths teacher come rock star rolled into one as Paper Video's teacher.
The teacher himself is crazy. He's funny. He makes you want to study maths the whole time.
I think that it's really important that you put a bit of flair and a bit of performance into your teaching.
He gives me a laugh so now and then, so he makes maths very funny.
There's always a joke in between the lessons, so while you're learning, you know that, oh, Mr. Marie made that joke while he was teaching us about that day.
A student will connect with that, they enjoy it, they have fun, and when they're open and receptive like that, then that's really when you can get a certain message, get some information into that head of theirs. In these school holidays, we really wanted to spread the word of Paper Video as much as possible. We're proud of the resource. We are confident that it's going to be able to help matric students this year in 2014, and we wanted to make sure to spread the love as far as possible. So we decided to organize revision workshops where we would invite not only matrics from that particular school that hosts the workshop, but from schools surrounding that particular school as well, to make sure that we got as wide a spread as possible for our material to share that with all the matrics. We chose certain strongholds in areas. For example, my school that I teach at COSAT High School in Khayelitsha was a natural choice for us to have our first workshop, which was on Monday at the beginning of the set of school holidays. We got just over 50 matrics at that opening workshop. It was absolutely wonderful. We learned a lot. We had a great time though. We handed out our booklets, we handed out our DVDs, we made lunch with them, we had a lekker braai, and it was absolutely awesome. The next revision workshop, hosted by Spine Road High School on Wednesday in Mitchell's Plain, was absolutely awesome. We couldn't even imagine that it was going to go that well. We had over 200 students, not only matrics from Spine Road High, but matrics from so many schools in Mitchell's Plain coming We handed out our resources to them, our exam booklet, our DVDs. We had an amazing time logging into papervideo.coza on the computers available at Spine Road High, on the Apple MacBooks available. What an awesome school. And then obviously we were very, very lucky to be loaned the tablets, which we've been using the whole week on Monday and Wednesday and on the Friday by the Western Cape Education Department from their Year Beyond program, which we've been very, very, very grateful to have. And then on Friday, our workshop was in Atlantis, at Atlantis Secondary School. We reached over 50 matrics once again from not only Atlantis Secondary School, but from other high schools in the area. We handed out our exam booklets once again, DVDs out once again, and the tablets loaned to us by the Western Cape Education Department's Year Beyond program worked beautifully with the awesome Wi-Fi that was available at Atlantis Secondary. Really, we could not have asked for the day to have gone better. Tuesday was at Bushhoek High School, where our students, having already been handed the exam booklets and the DVDs, got another session to work on them and see how the resource works, which was absolutely fantastic.
I think it's an incredible initiative that it's really helped me to prepare for my finals.
I've used it quite a bit with preparation for the final exam, and it's given me a lot more confidence.
I think it's fantastic. It's about time that someone's made something that can really help us prepare for a matric.
For each day of our spring workshop, at the end of the day, we would hand out questionnaires to all the students, and they would fill out different questions. How do you rate this product? Do you find it useful? Such things. Do you have any comments? And the feedback was that the majority rated as highly as they could on the questionnaire. And then the comments themselves show something even more exciting, and that's the reason or the thinking behind why these students actually connected with the product. And you can tell the difference between somebody who's writing, "That was great, smiley face, thank you," those kind of generic comments, and somebody who's actually said, like, started out their comments like, "I really think you should know that," and like go into detail as to why they think this is a great product. They explain their situation, where they are sitting there, they're getting stuck, they don't know how to get help, and suddenly this is available to them. So they go into detail explaining why it's an awesome product. And that to us is genuine positive feedback.
It's like sitting in a class, but you don't actually have to be at class. You can do it like in the comfort of your own home.
The way he explains it, it's much better than at school.
Paper video is awesome.
Paper video is awesome. It's beyond cool.
Paper video is amazing. It's wonderbaar.
The current limitations are, of course, access to internet at the moment, in particular Wi-Fi. While at Atlantis Secondary School, thanks to Project Isizwe, the Wi-Fi was absolutely beautiful and could handle all our multiple devices on the Wi-Fi at one time. It seems that the majority of schools don't have a Wi-Fi, don't have a setup for their internet, which would actually be able to handle a vast number of devices accessing that internet simultaneously. So Wi-Fi, internet, that is the one big obstacle at the moment to paper video. However, with the rollout of broadband, thanks to the Western Cape Education Department, in the Western Cape in particular, and the fact that technology, it progresses, and in South Africa we're going to progress to have wider spread internet all across the country. As that happens, you're going to see that that obstacle is just going to melt away. You're going to see that internet is just going to get lightning fast. Hopefully our data costs start to resemble the data costs in the world a little bit more, and then you're going to have people just being able to access these amazing resources that get created, such as paper video, with great ease using whatever device that they have.
10 years from now, paper video is potentially global, and hopefully what we're going to look at doing is taking the paper video model and then taking it to other countries, but of course not taking the curriculum and the teachers with us, because that is specific to a country, but then sourcing those things within each country. So we could literally like pitch up in Mongolia and say to you guys, here's the paper video model. Now, where are your Mongolian past papers and your Mongolian teachers? And then clip those two together in Mongolia.
In terms of where we're going, well, quite frankly, we want to take over the world. Nothing short of that. We want to make paper video available for every single subject. We want to make it available for every single grade. This year, it was matric maths. Next year, it's going to be grade 10 to 12, accounting, life sciences, physical sciences, and maths. And from there, who knows? We want to go into other languages. We want to go into Afrikaans, Xhosa, Zulu. We want to go into the actual language subject. We want to keep going down the grades, grade 9, grade 8, down into primary grades. We just want to cover the whole lot. We want to make it accessible for everyone. Paper Video is your access to your personal, private maths tutor, free whenever, wherever you need him or want him. So go on, register online, papervideo.coza, and start destroying your maths exam by studying with papervideo.coza.